morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to Odessa Rose Creates. I'm Robin Schmidt and I am an independent chalk couture designer, which means I get to share with you my love of creating and crafting with chalk couture. That is a DIY home decor company that is a direct sale, so you can only buy the products from chalk couture designers like myself. So you should see a link even up in the description and maybe down below if you want to visit the website and get more ideas on how you can create with chalk couture. Today we are going to wash off my board that I created for St. Patrick's Day. So the wonderful thing about chalk couture is we have chalk paste and that we silk screen through our transfers. In this I did a lot of layering of hearts and shamrocks and clovers to create this Lucky Charm board. But I can wash it all off and recreate another chalkboard for a different season. Oh, I got something in my eye. So today we're going to wash all this off and create an Easter board to put in my entryway. So let's get started. While you're hopping on to Friday's live, we worked on these little chalk couture cutting boards. These are available on the website. They're a little 5x7. The main section is 5x7. And I made him so many things you can do with our little chalkboards, but today Friday I created little classic stone and wood boards. Not real stone, it's made with scrapbook paper. And I did the sides, the back, all the way around. So check out that live from Friday if you want to see how I did these. They're really cute. Obviously decorative purpose only, with the paper on them and the chalk. So, I got something in my eye. Probably an eyelash. All right, so let's get started. I'm gonna see who's joining me this morning on this live. It's kind of gloomy here today, which doesn't help. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Darla. Get that. My house is kind of exploded with my spring totes upstairs. I'm getting my spring decorations out finally. Spring/Easter. A little behind because I was out of the house for 2 weeks because of COVID with my husband, but we're back and I'm trying to get the spring out so we can have it ready for our Easter weekend in about almost 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks now. So put a big old bunny in the comments if you are hosting an Easter dinner on Easter weekend. So I need to get ready and get decorated. That's my main thing, is decorating. So yeah, but I gotta get this board done so I can finish decorating. So to remove our chalk paste, really the best thing to get is our paste scraper. And I should have put that in the shopping cart for up above. But this is available on the website, chalkcouture.com/Odessa Rose. Right there, if you don't see the link. Right there, chalkcouture.com/Odessa Rose to buy all these chalk couture products. So I'm going to spritz it down with some water, just a little bit. But mainly, you just need to scrape it off. And we got a lot to scrape. It doesn't take too long. The water will help soften it up a little bit. I might put some more on. I got, some places I might have 3 layers of chalk paste. But I wanted to show you how you can get it off. Everyone else got their houses decorated for spring and Easter? Is it just me that's behind? Probably. grandkids, I don't know if I would do it so much. But, I don't know. I do love decorating for the seasons. And I love seeing their eyes when they see all the decorations out. See the wow in their smiles. Let's just kind of scrape some of this off of that. You just keep scraping. I'm going to scrape this or wipe this off in the wastebasket. Then I can get another bunch going here. There was a lot of paste on there. Keep going. Another thing you're going to want is a board eraser. I'll show you that in a little bit. That's what we use after we scrape off the chalk paste. Get it all loose. Got lots of shavings of chalk paste on here. Take a paper towel and kind of wipe it up. I'm going to get there. This is our Grayson board, 12 by 18 Grayson board. It's a reusable chalkboard surface. The Sylvie is another board that is black board with a white frame. It just has a different frame on it. That's also a fun board to use. Do one more paper towel and then we'll get our board eraser out. Got lots of chalk fragments on my frame. I'm going to try to get off too. Everyone have a good weekend. It was nice here. A little windy, but sunny anyway. Okay. Clean off my scraper. Really clean. Have it all fresh and ready to go. Okay, so now we need the board erasers. And the board eraser is really good to get off any ghosting image. And there's a little bit of, I can see it, even that Happy Easter is from an older time. But now I'm going to take the board eraser to it, and that'll help eliminate any extra stuff that's on there. And let me see if I have one handy. They come 2 in a pack like this. You can start out with it dry, or you can go ahead and just get it wet, depending on how much stuff you have on your board. But it picks it right up. You already see the coloring on there. If you spray your board a little bit, or spray your sponge, or get your sponge a little wet, they're kind of like a sponge. And even if you have any pigment color on your white frame, this is really good for getting it off too. If any of the chalk stains your white frame, you can rub this on there and get it off. Okay. Squeaky, squeaky. All right. Now we got it nice and clean. Just gonna dry it off. And we can start our Easter. This board sits on an easel. But if you're gonna hang it, make sure you got your hanger at the top. Nothing's worse than chalking on a design and realizing you have it on upside down. If you're going to hang it. All right. How many have done that? I've done it. You either gotta wash it all off, which I would not, or move your hanger, or don't hang it. All right. We are ready to go. So I want to make a wreath with a bunny sitting in it, and then it's going to say Hoppy Easter. So this is from Egg Hunt This Way. There's a couple other little eggs that was also in here. So I'm going to do one of these at the bottom. Egg Hunt This Way or Hoppy Easter. Down here below the wreath. I couldn't find a wreath that was really this size. I was originally in my mind going to take the wreath from here, but it's a little bit smaller than I was thinking in my mind for the Easter Bunny to sit in. But I was going to do that one. And then I couldn't really find a good, like 10-inch wreath. So I love the floral wreath elements. These are little additional add-ons that you can do to the fall wreath or the winter wreath. And you can shape your own wreath with this thing right here, which is what I'm going to do. But I'm going to set it a little background to it by using an old transfer called Geo Established Wreath. And it has these lines. I like using these lines not as a full wreath, but just as accents. But this time I'm going to use it as a whole wreath. So it's going to lay in here. And then I'm going to put some of these floral elements and kind of build a wreath amongst it. And then that bunny is going to sit right in there. But first, I'm going to chalk my bunny, and I'm going to chalk the wreath around the bunny. Kind of like that reverse transfer thing I talk about sometimes and do. So we're going to use the bunny cutouts pattern, which is called Bunny Duo. I'm going to take that solid bunny, the one that's standing up. He's going to be the center of our wreath. So probably like right in here, as long as I have room for Hoppy Easter down below, I think we'll be good. Plenty of room to work on this size of board for this design. So I'm going to chalk in the rabbit first, and then I'm going to place this starting from the bunny on, and then I'll add in some elements, floral elements, as we continue to finish off the wreath. So let's see what's going on with you guys today. Good morning, good morning. Let's say hello to everybody. Good morning, Debbie, Darla, Brenda, Kristen, Sarah from Houston. Yes, Easter has come up fast. Good morning from South Central Nebraska. As you know, I'm in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm actually an Iowan, and we'll be probably heading back that way soon. Good morning, Salsa. Okay, good morning, Ontario. Pauline. Oops, it went away. Okay. Good morning, Susan. She's got her rainbow out today. Leanne, done that. Yeah, upside down. Not fun. Deborah, good morning. And Regina can still see the old text. Yeah, you can a little bit when it's wet, but you can't now that it's dry. See? It's pretty much gone. Pretty much gone. That's a line on there. But yeah. Can't really see it now. Once it dries and everything disappears. I don't know why I had that like scratch on there, but you're not going to see any of that once you get. Let me just wipe it one more time. I think it's. There we go. I'm getting chalked. I need to rinse this out. I'm getting chalk dust back on it. It will be all right. Let that dry. Okay. So, oh yeah, perfect. This project is going to be awesome. I hope so. You know, oh, I wanted to show you. This is one of my first, this was done in 2018. So 3 years ago. This is one of my earlier Easter decorations I chalked, and I found that amongst my spring decor. And it was just a wooden cutout. I probably got it at Hobby Lobby. I didn't even do the backside. But what I do is, you can buy those like sheets of grass, and I cut a hole in it and I pop this up through the sheet of grass, and then I set it amongst my Easter decor. But I just did some different, masked it off and did different colors and different patterns. But it's supposed to say cute chick, but that font is really hard to read. The C and the U kind of blend together, but it says cute chick, and he is a cute chick. But that was one of my, because I joined Couture February of 2018, so I would have done it within you know, a few weeks after that. But I thought that I'd show you that to you. I still use my old decorations. In fact, I did my mantle and the decorations I made last year, so I just, you know, keep adding to them, or just recreate a board. Then you don't have to keep it. So I'm going to place my bunny. And like I said, I just need to make sure, you feel how sticky that is. And I've used this guy, but he's pretty sticky. I'm slide him down just to make sure I have room for Hoppy Easter. Should be plenty of room. Man, I might actually fuzz this guy a little bit. You can see my chalk smears from this guy, which I need to wash out. So I'm gonna spray it. I got it dirty after I was trying to clean it. I'm gonna wipe it off again. Paper towel. Yeah, when it's wet, you can see that Easter thing from a couple years ago, but when it's dry, you don't see it. It's weird. See it? But when it's dry, it goes away. That definitely is a ghost of Easter past. But it'll go away when I dry it. Just dry it. I had that Easter on there for probably a couple of years. You can still see the ghost here, but once it's dry, you don't see any of it. Weird, huh? Weird. Okay. I'm just fuzzing this so I can make sure I release this off the chalkboard after I chalk the bunny without it stretching out that silk screen by pulling it too hard. That's why we put a little fuzz on the back, just so it picks up a little bit easier. And I'm probably going to do my bunny in white. And you know what I was thinking about doing? Doing it in white and then do the white shimmer paste over the white. The shimmer frost. I'm going to make them a little sparkly. A little sparkly. So I'm going to add on some white. Lift up my transfer. and then lay it over again with the shimmer frost, just to give that bunny some sparkle. Add just a little bit of moisture to my chalk paste. This might have been the new Dreamy Creamy formula, I'm not sure, but I added in a container of some old chalk white paste into it, so it's not quite so dreamy creamy anymore. I didn't realize it might have been dreamy creamy when I did that, so it didn't ruin it by any means, but I still think it dries out a little bit faster. So let's get on some white chalk paste on this guy. Sitting next to this, I have some little topiary trees that are springy and Eastery. I actually have a statue figurine of a blue vintage truck before Couture made vintage trucks. He's got Easter eggs in the back, so that's going to set amongst this board on my entryway table, which I will photograph later. Assuming this turns out really cool, and I'm sure it will. I even chalked the registration marks. Let me talk about registration marks. They're little marks. You can see them right there next to his head. You know what those are for? That's so you can line up the second layer, because he's got his features, his facial features transfer that lays right on top of this. And what you do is which also has the markings on the transfer, you line those up. That way you know you got them right in the right place on your first layer, so everything matches up. And then on chalkboard, you would just wash that off when you're done chalking your bunny. Pretty cool. Now, if you're working on a permanent surface and you don't want to get chalk paste where you don't want it to be, just put some little painter's tape or the Couture's tape and put that where that registration mark would be. And then when you're done chalking, you can just pick those little tape pieces up. And then you didn't chalk on your paint where you don't want to have chalk paste. Does that make sense? Hope so. So if I was on a painted board, I would have put 2 pieces of painter's tape right there and then chalked my bunny, and the little markings would have been on the tape. And then my next layer, I would just match up my marks. When I'm all done, I could just pick up the tape and not worry about it being on my paint. But on my chalkboard, it's easy just to wash off, okay? So those little markings are in the silk screen. You see them right there? Right there. So I chalked right over him. So then I can line up his face. I'm going to dry this and I'm going to put the shimmer over it. I want it to be just a little shiny. And you could have gone just with the shimmer, but I think on the black, it may not be as white. So I'm going to layer it on top of the white chalk paste. Supposed to use distilled water, but I'm not real good about it. So I just use it out of the tap, but don't tell anybody. Supposed to use distilled water. I always forget to buy it. Always. Right? Thank you, Regina. You like my style. I wish I had the Easter transfers. Aw, I do too. See what I just did? Stuck my finger in it. Good thing I'm putting shimmer over it. This definitely takes longer to dry than my embossing gun. Because my embossing gun would have had it dried by now. It was not dry. And also, the Dreamy Creamy takes longer to dry, which may be why it's not drying as fast as I'm used to. Let's get it dried up. I'm going to layer it, the shimmer frost on top. Just gonna line it up right where it was. Let's get out the shimmer frost. Just gonna sparkle this bunny up a little bit. Mainly because those little topiary trees I was talking about, they are kind of frosty and shiny, so I want my bunny to be frosty and shiny too. Kind of always have to go over it a few times with the frost shimmer paste because it takes a little bit more work for it to get through the silk screen. So I always kind of go over it a few times in different directions to make sure that it's getting through that silk screen. And I already used the silk screen without washing it, so also another reason. And it's peeling up. This is, look at this. I want to show you this. You guys talk about it peeling up. Look, it totally peeled up. You know why? Because the first layer was not dry. That's frustrating. But not that you can't fix it. I'm just going to wash off, redo, and use my heat gun to dry it faster. And I also find that works a lot with these, that happens a lot with these boards. And usually, I always think it's because the board's a little bit dusty or dirty maybe, but I haven't quite figured it out. So let's try it again. See what happens. I'm gonna have to wash my transfer. If you've been chalking a lot, that's probably happened to you. And it's usually on a boutique board. And it's from not letting your chalk paste cure, in my opinion. It doesn't always pay to rush. So let's just wash this off. Normally I would take this to the sink and just wash it off, but I'll just do it right here with some water and some Clorox wipes. Because we have a lot of chalk paste on this guy, it takes a little bit to get it all washed off. But we will get there. Nose is running. No, I'm not crying over. I'm not crying over it. I just have a runny nose. That's the beauty of chalk paste. It washes off. Okay. One of these days. One of these days. Now I need to dry my silk screen. I might run it under the water because there's a lot of soapy stuff in it. There. All right, so take your cloth. Microfiber side is supposed to help dry quickly, so I'm gonna lay it on that side and lay my other one on top and squish it together and kind of dry that silk screen area. Okay. So, got it dried. Let's do it again. I feel like it's not flat. There we go. This time I'm going to do the white. I'm going to dry it. I'm going to work around the other parts and then I'll put the shimmer on later after it's cured a little bit longer. I think that's the trick, is getting it to cure. Go ahead and do my registration marks again. Always try to, if you got like squeegee lines, make sure you smooth those out because they will show up on your transfer, on your print. So smooth out your squeegee lines. All right, I'm just gonna let it dry and we'll work with the wreath. Honestly, I'm gonna use a really hot dryer so we can hurry the process a little bit faster. Let's see, get it in there right. This is an embossing gun I bought like 20 years ago or so. If you ever made cards, you may have an embossing powder and then you heat it and it kind of raised it up. It was really fun to do, but then I had my store and I didn't have time to craft. But when we moved, this one thing I kept was my heat gun, and I was so glad I did, not knowing that I would be using it daily. It's a little bit hotter, blows a little faster. It's definitely hotter, like you can't keep it on your hand for very long. That's why you got to keep moving. The Couture's drying tool is not as hot, which is safer. Less chance of, you won't scorch your chalk paste if you happen to stand there in one place and forget to move. So this just speeds up the process. See how it's already dry. Okay. Now I'm going to just kind of cover that up because we'll get back to that shimmer here in a little bit. I have got to blow my nose. Okay, so let's put the wreath on. And hopefully I won't pick up the bunny. We're going to go around the bunny, but not chalk the wreath on top of the bunny. And hopefully this won't pick him up. Let's hope not anyway. I think I want it. And I'm just going to do the lines where I don't see the white of the bunny. So where I see the white of the bunny, I'm not going to chalk on. I'm just going to chalk the other places. And that way it'll look like the bunny's sitting in front of the wreath. I'm going to mix my golds. I love the Shimmer Harvest, but it probably won't be available again till July when the fall catalog comes out. So I use it sparingly because I don't want it to go all the way yet. So I'll just put little bits of it to kind of highlight this gold here, the regular gold. And so I'm just gonna put it in certain areas. And then we'll fill it in with the regular gold. And say a prayer that this transfer doesn't pick up my bunny. Otherwise, I'm going to give up. And right around the white of the rabbit, so we don't chalk this transfer on top of the bunny. The bunny's going to be behind the wreath. So chalk right up next to the white. Okay, I think I got it all filled in. Say a prayer. Yay, he's still there. All right, let's lay this down. Out of the way. Got cold gold all over my finger. Okay, here's our base of our wreath. We're gonna build some floral around it, so we gotta let it dry. And shimmer pastes take longer to dry, so you gotta dry them a little bit longer. All right, cool, cool. Also, what comes in that, if you happen to have the Geo established wreath, which is now retired, it has some larger branch in it, which is good. We can kind of build with that first and then add some others and some floral, whatever you want to add to your wreath. So let's put this away and grab some greens. Probably more pastels for this because the decor I'm putting with it is very pastel for Easter. So let's see what we got. I hardly have any of the new, I don't think I have the new green color, which is up here. This pistachio would be a pretty green to use. That's one of our on vogue. But you know, we have sage, and I have another light green that's retired. So any of our light greens, like the honeydew. This is lime green. These are older ones. Even like eucalyptus would be pretty. So I'm gonna just bring these three colors in my greenery. And let's get started. Probably gonna do this branch in this spring color, which is almost gone and it's a little thick. That's why I need to get the new pistachio. Is that what it was called? Pistachio? I need to get that. Anybody else got the pistachio yet? This needs a good mixing. Do you think because this green wasn't clean? Maybe. I don't know. I definitely think it's because the chalk paste wasn't cured and dried well, so then it just kind of stuck back into the screen. You see, once I dried it, and the paste was probably still wet in the screen, so all of that combined probably caused it. I don't try to analyze it too much. I just move on and redo it. I don't think that would have happened on a painted board, but because everything sticks to the painted boards really well. No biggie. Okay. So I'm gonna bring in maybe about 3 or 4 pieces of this. And I don't think I've ever used this, so I'm definitely going to fuzz it. Bring the first one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going to do the stem right here. Just starting here at the bunny and coming up. I'm going to go ahead and do it over here, and then I can dry these two and then do the opposite too. inside the frame. There we go. Pressing it down first with my squeegee to get all the air pockets out. Okay, let's dry, and we'll do the opposite sides. It's looking cute. It's getting there. The pistachio is very pretty, I bet. I need to order it. Yes, it does take longer to dry than the tool. I think the new tool is really good for workshops when people are not used to working with a heat gun or just chalking in general. So I think that works good for that. I'm going to do all the species in the same color, and then we're going to bring in another greenery piece and do it a different color. So get this positioned. That's pretty good. I'm going to try to do all 4 of these without having to wash the transfer. And this paste is pretty thick, so hopefully it's not going to dry in this silk screen too long without having to wash it. I'll skim it down. That might help. We're starting to not get quite a dark of print as we want, but pretty good. This time I'm going to let that green come right on top of the bunny a little bit. That's okay. There we go. We're done with the lime green. I'm going to dry that. I'll put this on this paper. So really this is kind of like building a real wreath. You start like maybe with your base, whether it was evergreen or grapevine, and you just keep filling it in. And you can see the last 2 transfers where the leaves are not quite filled in because it was starting to stick into the transfer down here. But that's okay because, you know, in nature, you got your highs and lows on colors and shadows, and so I don't think it has to be perfect. And plus we're going to be filling in with more, so more than likely it may end up getting covered up. So don't fret about it, just work with it. I'm going to try to go ahead and put my shimmer on my bunny now. Let's say a prayer. this piece is requiring a lot of prayers today. Let's see if we can get it to lay right in the right place. There we go. And let's lightly put this shimmer on it. Might have to just do it kind of lightly. Hopefully it's going through that screen without washing it. Ugh, took out some in the middle. I'll have to fill that in. Look at that. Ugh. He was not meant to layer. Crazy rabbit. Crazy rabbit. Why, oh why, I do not know. All right, let's take some other pieces. We're going to work now with those floral wreath elements. It has flowers in it. It has greenery pieces, leaves maybe. Let's see what else all in there. I'm especially interested in this piece here to fill in the greens. I mean, it's got even little teeny tiny pieces. There's a nice greenery. So I'm basically looking at the greeneries right now. Okay, this looks pretty good. So let's start another color. Maybe this eucalyptus would be good. Let me give it a stir. I believe maybe I haven't used this. I've used some of the flowers on this. I can't remember if I used this greenery piece or not. So I may fuzz it, especially since we're having troubles with our paste lifting off. I used to think that the chalk paste would lift off of the boutique boards if they were new and you didn't like clean them off first, like maybe there was a residue on it, something like that. I don't know, but this one I've used 100 times. Okay, well, not 100, but many times, and it's still lifting up. So I'm gonna put this in between the pieces. Right over. So we're doing a lot of layering. So who knows? Let's see. So I'm trying not to push too hard. I don't know if that's the reason. Here. This one, kind of coming off the bunny tail a little bit. So I'm not going to chalk on the bunny, but around the bunny. This is our 4th print without washing, so it may not come out perfect, but let's give it a try. Pretty good. And let's do one, just a little bit of it right here. Okay, and we need to put this on the, here, we're done with this one. Wash that later, let's dry. It's kind of neat just with greenery, maybe not too many flowers. Kind of has that earthy look to it. So my little topiaries have their white tree with a little teeny flower stuck on them. So I might just do like little teeny flowers in the wreath to kind of coordinate. Looking really pretty. Other than the mark on the bunny, which I'll fix, but it's pretty cool. Now let's take this other leaf and do that 3rd green, and we'll mix that in there, and that'll be good for the greeneries. And then I might just add some teeny little peachy, pinky color of flowers. And then we'll be done with that. And then we can finish the bunny's face. And, gosh, Robin. And the sentiment on the bottom. And then he will be good to go. So this is Honeydew, which is an older color, but you know, take your greens, add some little white or a little bit of yellow to change up the shades. If you only have a shade or 2 of green, even a little bit of blue, I mean a tiny bit to make it more like a eucalyptus color or that blue-green color. You know, mix your colors. You can take a little plate or a little tray and add a little of this, a little of that, and change up your shade of your greens, or any color as far as that goes, if you don't have a lot of color. Art Class 101. All right. Make sure we don't have any more questions or comments here. They don't want to show up at all. There we go. Harry Potter rabbit. Yeah, Robin, where is the greenery from in that transfer? The bright green is from the geometric wreath, which is a retired wreath. And then now I am working with the new floral Wreath Elements. That's a new transfer. And it has florals and greeneries in it. So the eucalyptus piece here, and this piece I'm using now is from the floral Wreath Elements, which is a new transfer. And then the bright green and the geometric are from the Geo Wreath, which is retired. But there's lots of greeneries out there. I mean, just go through transfers or any ones that you have will do. You know, let's see. I'm probably going to add quite a few of these, so let's see how it comes out. If you're just joining, we've been having a little trouble with our bunny paste coming up on us, which has been frustrating, but we're getting there. So we're just building a wreath. And I'm using about 3 different shades of greens. Sticking that one in there. Just doing partial bits of it here and there. Try to do as many as I can without washing it, but we'll see. Kind of loses its printing ability when it gets built up with chalk paste in the silk screens. But it's doing pretty well. You know, and you still want to see some of that Geo Wreath underneath, so you don't want to cover everything up. Just little bits of it here and there. Sticking on a wet paste, so I gotta be careful. Looking pretty good. I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it like that. I'm getting quite a pile here of messy tools. And not to mention how messy my hands are getting. Okay, so there. Still see some of the gold Geo Wreath coming through. Looks pretty cool. Kind of liking it. I really like it, just the greenery. But the little flowers are going to be little, so I don't want to overpower the cool greenery. Let's get it dried up. Thanks, Carly. Don't you mind to type what transfer for greenery? Oh, thanks, Darlene. nice and dry. All right, I need a new wipe. Got a little bit hanging out where it doesn't belong. We're moving the transfer around. Okay. Now, I want you to know that it is not perfect. Like, for instance, I stuck my finger right there on that wreath, on that leaf. You can't talk. And so what? No big deal. Like I said, nature has your different shades, so I don't think that's a problem with that stuck right there. I'm not going to worry about it. There's lots of places that are not perfect, but that's what's cool about it. Now, more of the elements. Here's a really teeny flower. I'm going to try to use everything. It's got these two little flowers. And maybe I'll do this one. And let's just pull out like, I wouldn't even mind doing a lavender. And wisteria, I think that's an older color. Peachy Keen, just pick out your favorite colors or what's going to go with your decor. And I'm going to do, this one's one of those chunky foamy paste, but I think it'll work. Yeah, it's going to be fine. It'll work just fine. Just get a good mixing here. And pink grapefruit and wisteria. So find your favorite colors. And I'm just going to do, these two will be the same. And we'll do those in the wisteria. And I usually like to put two of them together, like side by side. Kind of makes more of a statement. So we'll do that one. I'm just going to use my multi-tool. We'll do a few of them around. I don't want to be heavy in flowers. I just want just a few. And maybe down here. Okay. Now I'm going to dry them and do the second one next to the first one. Stick up. Crazy thing. Okay. So we're done with that. And now we're going to add the other flower. These projects always take a long time because of all the pieces you're using and all the colors. And, you know, it takes a while. Make sure you turn your flowers in different directions. Man, I can get it. I got chalk paste all over me. Crazy. Okay, I think we're done. Now I just got to fix the bunny. Oh my gosh, you should see all that chalk paste on my hands. Okay. Wow. All right, so it's just a pretty little elegant wreath. I'm trying to decide whether to put another pink one right there, but I don't think I will. Perfectly imperfect. And then I need to fix the bunny. So let's dry. I need to wash this so I can fix my bunny. Let me just run to the sink real quick. It'll be a lot faster. Takes a little longer the longer you wait to clean your transfer though. The longer it takes to clean it. Alright, so let's lay this down again, dry it. We're gonna try the bunny third time to get it full again. It was full as just a white bunny, but it was when I put the second coat on of doing the shimmer is when it kind of wanted to peel up. The first time it peeled up almost the whole bunny. The second time it just did that little section in the middle. But we're going to try it again. And this time I'll probably just put the shimmer in that little crack just to kind of fill it in. See if that works. to match it perfectly, because basically I'm just going to silk screen right there where that picked up. I'm going to try to just to fill it in with the shimmer. I might need to mix a little white with it. He's probably gonna look like he has a patch on him. Oh well. It's just for myself. It's just for myself, so it's no big deal. Okay, I'm gonna dry, and then we gotta put his features on. And our sentiment down here. So let's find that. Hoppy Easter. Egg Hunt This Way is what it's called. Either one would be cute, but I think I'm going to do Hoppy Easter. She's pretty sticky, so let's fuzz it. I think I'll do Easter in white and Happy in the pink grapefruit. The Y and the T kind of cross, so it could be kind of tricky around there, but let's see if we can get it done. I'm going to lift that up, let it come out of the silk screen before I put on the Hoppy. Had to get around that T part, it overlaps. Excellent. Now we just need to finish the bunny. Could just leave him white, but I'm going to put his facial features on him, but that looks really pretty. Even though Mr. Bunny's not perfect, he'll be good enough for my house. So this is the second layer to put on him. Just gives him some markings in his facial features, his hip, and the bunny tail. So let's make sure everything's dry again. I feel like I've been on here forever. I have been. Sorry. These pieces take some time when you add all these little elements to wreaths and whatnot, and you gotta redo some stuff. And kind of feel like doing all of this in the lavender color. That'd be kind of cool. So here's those little registration marks. If I line them up to the ones I have right here on my board, see them there by his head? If I lay these right on top where I can see that white coming through, then I know that I've laid my transfer perfectly on top of the bunny. So I'm going to line them up. And then when you're done, you just wash those off. So I got lined up. You can see where you can see the, the little white. Okay. That way you know you have it lined up where you want it. So I'm going to take a squeegee and just put this wisteria over it. And my highlights on my bunny are going to be in the lavender color. Instead of just doing them in the black. And let's hope that none of the white is going to pick up, right? Or I may scream. I just might scream if that happens. Stay, stay, stay. Looking good. There. All right, guys, we are done. I'm going to clean up the registration marks, like I said. And that one's too wet. Let's get this one here. So then you just take a wet wipe or a wet cloth and erase those registration marks. Anything else you need to pick up, dry it off. You don't really hardly even notice the patch on the bunny's body. Cute! Woo! It's done. I like it. It was worth all the pain. But it turned out really cute. So that is going to go up. See where I try to erase stuff and it left the residue a little bit. So I just need to finish cleaning it up and get it nice and pretty. But it'll come. Okay, so there. Gosh, these long ones are always hard to wash off for the next season, but that way you don't have to store a lot of signs or a lot of decor if you just recreate every holiday or every season. So plus it's fun and you don't have to invest in a board every time. You just keep using the same board. So that's a good thing. All right, it did turn out awesome. What if you waxed? I could have waxed, but I don't like to put wax on stuff that I'm going to wash off. It may still wash off and scrape off just as easy if I had wax on it, but I just don't want to take that chance. I've never tried that, waxing something and then trying to wash it off later. So I don't know, maybe you've tried that. If you tried that and it works, then great, let me know. But it's fine, like you can hardly even tell it, really. Only if you know to look for it. Otherwise, it looks like he's just part of the dimension of the bunny, right? So, cute. Yeah, see, now it's all dry and ready to go. So thanks for watching. Thanks for chalking with me. Thanks for helping me out. If you had to answer some questions for people. And I will chalk with you later. I do have some ideas I want to do this week. I want to work, I have a big sign or big board to work this in this week. I still have not done March's Club Couture. Still in the envelope. So I need to do something with that. Wild and Free. Transfer with some florals. So we'll do that too. So thanks for chalking with me, guys. Here's my little, starting out with the Geo Wreath. Adding some floral elements to it. And one of the bunnies. And then the Hoppy Easter. Alright, guys. I'll chalk with you later. Bye.